Hey, MacCam89 here, and I've got another list, Volume 2 of Xbox 360 games I think you should pick up. Now, I've mainly been focusing on games that have been exclusive to the Xbox and what was in my physical collection, but I'm going to be honest with you, my physical collection for the 360 is not too big, and I do have quite a bit of digital games, so I'm going to be including some of those on this list as well. Because there's nothing wrong with having digital, although I prefer the physical games. Sometimes the digital versions are cheaper and things of that nature, especially with some of these titles here that we're going to get into. But without further ado, let's get into my list of more Xbox 360 games you should pick up. And one of the first titles, this is an earlier Xbox title. In fact, a lot of these are going to be earlier in the Xbox 360's lifespan. And this one is a mech game, and that is Chrome Hounds, created by From Software, the lovely makers of Demon Souls and Dark Souls, and in my last video, Ninja Blade. And just like I said, this is a mech game, has a pretty cool storyline. It is exclusive to the Xbox 360 and at the time PC. I'm sure there are still ways that you may still be able to get it. I enjoyed this game quite a bit when it came out, and still enjoyed this game. Now, is it as good as some mech games that have come after it? Not really, but it is still a mech game that, in my opinion, is still worth playing through. Has a decent story, has good graphics and sound for the time, and I really enjoyed it. And that is Chrome Hounds for the Xbox 360. Now, the next game on my list is also an early Xbox 360 title, and that is exclusive to the Xbox. And that is a game called The Outfit. I actually own this game digitally. And even though the graphics and the gameplay mechanics, as far as controls and things of that nature, may be a little bit outdated, I do find this game to be a lot of fun. There isn't really anything else like it, and I'm surprised that there hasn't been more games like this. It is a lot of fun, and it is also two-player co-op, so you can actually do the entire campaign. It is set during World War II, so you are playing as the Allies facing off against the Nazi Germans there, and has infantry play. You can get support vehicles and anti-tank weapons, and you can drive tanks yourself. So a good variety of things that you can get. Like I said, it's kind of a different type of game. Not much out there that's like it, and a lot of fun. Especially been playing it on and off with my daughter. We've been doing the campaign as two players and having a lot of fun with that. And that is The Outfit for the Xbox 360. Check out that game. None of these games I think are going to be extremely expensive, so even with all the FOMO going on, you should get most of these games relatively cheap. And if the store is still open, then you can also get it digitally as well. So the next game on my list is another game that I own digitally, and that is Call of Duty 2. Now, I know a lot of people are probably not going to be recommending Call of Duty games, but I am, for the sole reason that Call of Duty 2 is exclusive to the Xbox 360. It is not a game that came out on the PlayStation 3. In fact, The Outfit and Chrome Hounds also are games that did not come out on the PlayStation 3. And this is another one. It's a good Call of Duty. During the time, it had great multiplayer, although it is dead nowadays. I have not been able to get a match going in Call of Duty 2. But the campaign is still a lot of fun. You get to play as 3 different soldiers, one from the USSR, one from the United Kingdom, and of course the United States as well. So it's 3 mini campaigns in a bigger campaign. A lot of fun. Again, a game that you can get on the cheap. The next game on my list is an RTS game. Also own it digitally, so I can't show you the box art and things of that nature, but it is a game that I highly enjoy. It is Command and Conquer, Tiberian Wars. And they also, if you want, you could also get the Cain's Wrath version, which is going to be similar as far as skirmish mode goes, but the campaigns are different. So it is worth getting both of them, Tiberian Wars and Kane's Wrath, because you'll get the complete story as well as some additional units that are only exclusive to the expansion version. Again, like I said, this is an RTS. It plays fairly well on the Xbox 360 hardware and looks decent as well, especially if you're playing on a native 720p television. It does look pretty good. Does it look as good as the PC? Absolutely not. I mean, the PC version is the definitive way to play it, but if this is your only way to play Command and Conquer Tiberian Wars, it is a great way to play it. You get the full campaign, you get the full skirmish mode up to 4 players, so it is limited on that front, as well as it does have a cap on how many units that you can have on the battlefield at once. Things that are not limited on the PC version, but this is still a great version, plays well, looks well, sounds great. I enjoyed the campaign, and of course, because it allows you to do skirmish, there's endless possibilities, hours upon hours of gameplay. That is Command and Conquer for the Xbox 360. This is another title that is exclusive to the Xbox 360. You will not find it on PlayStation 3. The next game on my list is Condemned Criminal Origins. This is another game that I had gotten early in the Xbox lifespan as a teenager. I remember when the demo dropped, I downloaded that demo and I played the heck out of it. It is a first-person action, I would say survival horror type game, although I didn't think it was too into the survival aspect of it. Definitely does have some horror elements to it. You play as a detective that is trying to track down a serial killer. Definitely was something different in the early lifespan of the Xbox 360. Got pretty good reviews. I think it's a fun game. It is a little bit dated, especially the graphics and things and mechanics nowadays, but it is still a fun game. Still a game that I would highly recommend that you pick up. That is Condemned Criminal Origins, again exclusive to the Xbox 360. All right, the next exclusive game on my list, and this is a fun one, and this series has quite a bit of games, but this one is exclusive to the Xbox 360, and that is Earth Defense Force 2017 version, and it's a fun, goofy, third-person shoot 'em up. Can also be played in 2-player co-op. You can do the entire campaign with a buddy, which again, that was the big highlight for me back in the day, because it was just a lot of fun. And you know, I'll have the gameplay footage playing right now, but you can see that it is not a very serious game, but it is a fun game, and you can see shooting up a bunch of alien bugs and spiders and all kinds of interesting things. This game is a lot of fun if you're familiar with Earth Defense Force. This one here is definitely dated. I think a lot of the newer Earth Defense Force games are better, but this is still a lot of fun. And again, a lot of these games can be picked up rather cheaply and added to your Xbox collection, especially if you're looking to grow your Xbox 360 collection and wanting to pick up these exclusives anyways to add to your collection. All right, the next game is another shooter. Now, I tried not to put too many shooters in this list because I didn't want to be accused of being too American. Now, I am from the United States. I am American, but I did have a comment in my last video about it, my list being a very American list, because I had a couple of shooters in that list, even though I had a mixed variety of RTS and things of that nature. But anyways, the next game is Frontlines of War. Again, this is made by the studio that made Homefront, and if you like the original Homefront, you're probably gonna like this game as well. It is a first-person shooter. It has kind of like this conquest mode mechanic during the campaign where you have to capture points and do objectives, and then you can proceed into the campaign. It's a lot of fun. Just capturing the footage reminded me of how fun this game actually was. It controls really well, looks good on the Xbox 360. Again, exclusive for the Xbox 360, did not come out for the PlayStation 3. a game that can still be had rather cheaply. That's Frontlines, Fields of War. Now, this was during that time where everybody was trying to scare us into thinking that, oil was on its way out and everything was going to cost crazy amounts. But if you're into that kind of stuff, this is right up your alley. Frontlines, Fields of War, Xbox 360. The next game on my list that I think you should pick up, and this is definitely a different type of game, and that is going to be Tropico for the Xbox 360. This is in city simulation game in which you play as a dictator of an island and you get to rule that island however which way you want. You can be a cruel dictator, you can be a dictator loved by the people, but while you're doing that, you have to navigate politics as far as those that are scheming against you, possible superpowers that are scheming against you to take you out of office, um, and things of that nature. Definitely a different type of game. Surprisingly, plays pretty well on the Xbox 360, and that is Tropico for the Xbox 360. Also, a game that did not come out on the PlayStation 3. All right, and last but not least, I actually have this game physically. All the other games I own digitally. And this one is a 2-for-1er, if that's a word, 2-for-1er. And it is, in my opinion, a great beat 'em up, and that is Marvel Ultimate Alliance. Now, I know what you're going to say, but this game came out on the PlayStation 3. The other benefit of getting this particular copy is you get Forza 2 as well, an exclusive racing game for the Xbox 360, not on PlayStation. But the reason why that I am including this game on the Xbox 360, not only is it a 2-for-1, but in my opinion, this version plays better than the PlayStation 3 version as far as frame rates and how the game looks. This is a great beat 'em up, can also be played a 4-player co-op, and you get to play as all of your favorite Marvel characters. This is the original beat 'em up for those newer gen systems. I'm not going to say the original Marvel beat 'em up because there were actually quite a bit of other ones that came out on the previous gen consoles. But that's a video for another day. So yeah, pick up Marvel Ultimate Alliance, and then you can also get the version that comes with Forza 2, which is a great racing game. If you're into the more simulation / arcade style racing games, which in my opinion are the better type of racing games. Nothing wrong with your Gran Turismos and things of that nature, but I do like the more arcade style racing games. So what did you think of this list? I didn't want to make the video too long. What do you think of this list? Is there anything that you would recommend? Again, my Xbox 360 collection is rather small, so I'd love to hear your recommendations of what I should pick up for the console, whether it be digitally or physically. And did you think this list was good? Was it bad? Was it better than the other one? Was it too American? Was it not American enough? Were there not enough guns for you? You let me know in the comment section below. And as always, happy gaming and God bless.